Hello everyone, Paperback Breaker here. Today, this video will be ranking my favorite Pokemon from each region. There will be three categories: my favorite starter, my favorite legendary, mythical, and extra Pokemon, and my favorite Pokemon that's just normal. Like it's not a starter, it doesn't have anything special about it. So, without further ado, let's get started with the Kanto region. For the Kanto region, the starter I love is Bulbasaur. It's my favorite Kanto starter because, look at him. Look at him. He's just like a little green frog thing, and he's so cute and goofy. And it's also really good that he has dual typing at the beginning of the game, which is really helpful. And Ivysaur, it's weaker in my opinion, but I still like it. I like it how the bulb on its back is now starting to bloom, and I must admit I do like playing it in Smash Bros. Because well, I just like the Pokemon in Smash Bros. So it's fun to play as well. And but Venusaur, oh Venusaur, that's where it gets perfect, like a giant frog monster thing, and the flowers fully bloomed. It's amazing, and I love it so much. And its mega makes it even more better, because in my opinion, now the flower looks like a palm tree, and well, I just like palm trees. It's one of my favorite trees in the world because, well, most of the places I've lived had palm trees, so I've been used to seeing them, so it's kind of like just like a personal thing. But Bulbasaur, Venusaur, Ivysaur, all are amazing. Like, all the Kanto starters are amazing, but it's just Bulbasaur has the slight edge, in my opinion. For the Kanto region, there's not many legendaries you can choose from, so I'm choosing one of the ones that are the most popular, Mewtwo. And it's my favorite because, well, I love the story of Mewtwo. Like, I love the movie. I love, like, just getting the Pokemon cards and seeing the story that it tells. Like, I love it how it's like the story of it being like it was created by Mew's DNA by Team Rocket for a super weapon, but it never asked to be made. It never asked to be created, so like it's angry that it's an abomination technically. Like it's a homunculus technically, which I learned from watching a video by Loxton and Noggin, which I'll leave in the description. But I love it because it's just amazing. In the TCG like Pocket, the mobile game, if you get like the super rare card of Mewtwo, you see him busting out of his test tube like he's scared, he's confused, he's feeling all these complex emotions. He doesn't know why he's created, and I love it. It's just such great storytelling, even though you can't even tell, and it's a great design. In fact, it's one of my favorites. I even have a Funko Pop on of it, and I'm putting it on screen right now. So there it is. For my regular Pokemon from the Kanto region, it's Gengar. I just I love it. Its personality, like how it's a goofy little trickster guy, and like I specifically love the anime version a lot. Like that one episode where it's like the Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar technically kill Ash Ketchum, and then like they just haunt around. Like I love that Gengar, the goofy ones, the one that are just little silly guys. They're just like goobers, and his Mega Evolution is awesome as well. Same with Gigantamax. Both of them are amazing and cool. But the shiny is where it's better in my opinion, but only for the Gigantamax and Mega Evolution, like where it's the white and like dark eyes. That's perfect. I love it. But I do hate its regular shiny because, well, it would have been better if they just kept the white. Like it makes it so much prettier and awesome. It's just so cool. But I do love Gengar because, well, it was the first Pokemon I ever got by Wonder Trading, like the first like trade evolution Pokemon. So it kind of has like a special place in my heart. And with that, Kanto's done. Now, let's go to Johto. For my starter, I picked Cyndaquil because Cyndaquil is one of my favorite starters in Johto because, well, I just love it. Like the design, the little guy, how he's just a little guy and he looks so cute and he's just adorable. How his eyes are always closed except for that one frame in the anime, which I'm putting on screen now. And yes, before people say I do know about the Typhlosion stuff and I don't care, I still love the Cyndaquil evolution line. It's amazing in my opinion. And its evolution, Quilava, I mean, I love him too. He reminds me of a ferret. Like it's and I love ferrets. They're just little goobers and I love them. They're just so cute and I just fuck, I mean, they're so fucking adorable. And it's amazing. And the evolution, Typhlosion, awesome. I love both forms, the Hisuian and the normal one. Like they're both cool, but I think the thing that got me into like loving Typhlosion was when I was a kid on YouTube. I would watch Pokemon Golder by Matty Burrito, like seeing the just seeing the Typhlosion Cyndaquil Quilava in his animations. That kind of made me love it, and I just kind of stuck with me. And yes, I was angry that they removed the fire once it went 3D, but I'm happy that it's kind of coming back now, and I'm just excited. For the legendary for Johto, I chose Ho-Oh. It's my favorite for a fusion. First, it was kind of the first legendary we saw in the anime. And it was even before the game even came out, and I found that really awesome as a kid. Like, I already know who Ho-Oh was, but I find it neat that, well, they revealed this Pokemon before it even was technically in a game, and I find it neat. And I do love the story of like the three legendary beasts and how it made it like rise from the ashes from the burn tower like a phoenix rising from the ashes. And yes, I know that's what Ho-Oh is, a phoenix, and I love it. And also, I just I just love Ho-Oh in design in general, and that shiny like the gold and silver. It's really good. But one of my favorite images I found of Ho-Oh online was this fat Ho-Oh plushie. I mean, look at him. He's just a little bean. I love him. And I was gonna buy him, but then I saw the price. I mean, it's $300 for that plush. I am not dropping $300 for that. But if I do get enough for it, I might. But I just love Ho-Oh and its like story and everything in general. For the normal Pokemon, I chose Wooper. I love both versions of Wooper. I love Wooper and Pooper and their evolutions, Clodsire and Quagsire. Cause I mean, he's just a little dude. He's so happy about everything. He has no arms, yet he's nothing's gonna stop him. In fact, I just love him so much. He's just ugh. I mean, he's just so fucking cute. I mean, look at him. Look at how stupid his face is. He's so stupid and adorable, and I love him. I just wanna pick him up and just kiss him. I wanna give him all the love in the world. I love him so much. That's why he's one of my favorites, because he's just a little dude. And now we're on to the Hoenn region. For the starter, for the Hoenn region, I chose Torchic. And before I start with that, I want to say I love all of the starters from the Hoenn region. They're all amazing. Trico, Mudkip, their evolution, all amazing. In my opinion, this is one of the strongest generations for starters because I love them all. The reason I love Torchic a bit more was, well, for my natural love of birds and chickens and all that. Like, I naturally love them, like, especially baby chickens, which Torchic is. I love them. And it's just, I just like the way it looks. And I like the shiny version of it, how it's like a golden chicken. Like, it's like a bright yellow. Like, I love that. Like it's just a nice pop. And I know about the gender difference, and I'm like, why would they give it that singular pixel? Like I know it's like that's how they do it in real life. Like that's how you can tell the difference between male and females. Like I remember hearing that once. I'm not 100% sure, but I just love it. And the evolution Combuskin, I love it, and it's a great Pokemon. Like it's my opinion, it's one of the but it is the weakest out of the middle stages in my opinion. Like compared to the other two, I think Combuskin is the weakest out of the middle stages, but I still love it a lot. But then there's Blaziken, the final form. It's perfect. I love it so much. Like I don't know what to say. Like it's so cool just having a fighting chicken. That's awesome. And it's just I know it's the first firefighting type, which would be overused a lot in the next two generations, but it's amazing, and I love it so much. It's just a great starter, and it's mega. It's just it's a masterpiece on top of it. And I want to say this: when I saw the concept art for what Blaziken would look like, I was that would look cool as well. Like it made me think of like a Pokemon fusion thing, and like when I was younger, I made up a whole thing where I had a bunch of fusion Pokemon, which I'm happy that there's a ROM for it now that I can actually play. For the legendary, I chose Deoxys. In my opinion, I love all of the legendaries and the Hoenn region. They're all great. But Deoxys, I love so much. How it looks like DNA, the origin where it's from space, and it's from a meteor and all that. Not to mention the forms. All of the forms look awesome. Like, they're just amazing in my opinion. I just love Deoxys, and I just love the origin, the way it plays into the lore with Rayquaza, and all of its forms. It's just amazing, and I love just everything about it. It's just a great Pokemon in my opinion, and I don't think I could see anything wrong with it. Like, yeah, well, there is some things wrong with it. Like, I admit, like there was, like I can't point anything out on the top of my head right now because like, with this, I do have a bit of a script, but I'm kind of just spitballing most of it because that's the way I can go more into detail, in my opinion. But in my opinion, like there's nothing I can think of that what's wrong with Deoxys on the top of my head, but I love it. I just don't know why exactly. And finally, for the regular Pokemon, I chose Shroomish. I love a lot of the Pokemon, but I just love Shroomish. He's just a little dude. He's so grumpy, adorable, and I love him so much. I've actually recently ordered a plush of Shroomish. I've been waiting for it to get here, but I don't know when it's gonna get here. But it's just adorable. I love Shroomish so much. He's just a cute little guy. He's just a little goober. And like I love all of the memes about him. Where it's like I just love all of them. I love just I don't know. It's just pure serotonin when I see a little guy that's just grumpy. He's just a little grumpy little guy, and he's just so adorable. It's just pure serotonin. But anyways, we're on to the Sinnoh region now. For Sinnoh, the starter I chose was Turtwig. He was my favorite starter out of them because I just love turtles. Like they are some of my favorite animals. I love reptiles in general. And I just love little Turtwig because he's so cute. And I love his evolution Grottle. I love how like the little twig on his back is now kind of like a bush, and it's like and then when it evolves into Torterra, I love that it's now a tree, and I love everything about it. It's just great. It's just one of my favorite starters in my opinion, and I love how like in the Pokedex how some Pokemon literally live their whole lives on Torterra's back. Like and I want to say this one of my favorite depictions was actually from the Pokemon Detective Pikachu movie, which was really cool, like seeing the giant Torterras appear, which was really cool. For the legendary, I chose Darkrai. Not in my opinion, I love all of the legendaries in this one, but I just Darkrai stood out the most to me. Maybe it's because of the movie. It was like the second Pokemon movie I ever watched, or like third. I don't remember on the top of my head. But it was that's what got me into it. Like that's what I love Darkrai about, and I also love the stupid legs, like his stupid long ass legs. I just love how he like they just decided to give him that. They didn't need to give him those big legs. They chose to, and I love it. It's so stupid and like it's awesome in my opinion. Like he's just a great legendary in my opinion. Like perfect. And for the regular Pokemon for Sinnoh, I chose Lucario. The reason why Lucario holds a very special place in my heart. It was the first ever shiny I ever got. So it holds a special place in my heart. And when I fought Cynthia, it was my last Pokemon. So it helped me win because I used it. Also, I love it because of the movie. The movie was like the second movie I remember ever seeing. Like I definitely probably seen more, but like it was the first one I ever saw and I can remember. And I just love Lucario. It's just he's always stuck with me, and I love just how he's in a lot of games, like in Smash Bros. For example. Like I always play him in Smash because I love him. He's he is one of my favorite Pokemon. Like he is the in the top three of my favorite Pokemon. Now we're on to the Unova region, which the Unova region holds a very special place in my heart because this was my first ever game. Sinnoh was my second game because it was a gift from my uncle, but Black and White was me and my brother's first ever Pokemon game, so Unova will always hold a special place in my heart. And to start it off, let's start with the starter, Snivy. As I said earlier with Turtwig, I love reptiles. They are some of the coolest animals in my opinion. So I love Snivy because of how his whole premise, like he's like a smug little prince, like and he's really cool and everything. I just love it. I love him so much. I think it's just mostly nostalgia talking because he was the one I chose when I was a kid, and he just always stuck with me. His evolution, Servine and Superior, both great, and I love how his arms like slowly go from like you can see them to just be behind his back. Like he doesn't need to show you them because he's like superior and all that. Well, and I love that. He's just a great Pokemon in my opinion, and I love the other two starters as well. It's just Snivy has a special place in my heart from nostalgia and just all of that. For the legendary, it was a hard choice because, like I said, Unova was my first game. A lot of nostalgia. I love it all, but I went with Victini because I love Victini. It's just I love the premise, how it's just a little guy, and the main reason I love it was from the movies. I love the two versions of the movie. Like I watched both of them, seeing the differences, and it was just like a great movie. And it was like my first. That was actually my first Pokemon movie. So like I said before, it has a special place in my heart. And I also love that it's like Pokemon 000, like the first in the Pokedex. And I know that was probably just because, well, event Pokemon, but still, I love it. It's really cool. And for the regular Pokemon of Unova, I'm going with Scolipede. This was a hard choice because I love a lot of the Unova Pokemon, like Crocodile and like many others, like Zebstrika. I love Zebstrika. It's one of my favorites in my opinion, but it's Scolipede is just so much cooler in my opinion. And I love Scolipede because of it. I just love the big bug. I love bug types. They're some of my favorites because they're so cool looking. Like I love a lot of them and they're just great. But and another reason this holds a special place in my heart cuz this was the first shiny I actually ever hunted for. Like as a Venipede cuz it was the first one I would decided I wanted to get a shiny for. So it was the first one I got via the Masudo method, which it took forever, I know, because Masudo method. But when I got it, I was so happy. But then I became distraught because my DS died as soon as I got it before I could save, so I lost it. But it's a funny story to look back on. But I love Scolipede, Venipede, Whirlipede, like all of them. But I just special place in my heart. There's a lot of the ones for Unova. It's just pure nostalgia. But now that we finished Unova, it's time for my second Pokemon game. I mean, third, sorry. I'm recording this live, which is Kalos. And I'll see you there. For Kalos, my starter, to not many people's surprise, was Froakie. I mean, Froakie was the number one Pokemon in like the world for a while. I think it still is. I'm not 100% sure. But I chose it because well, I love ninjas. And well, when when Gen 6 came out, I was starting to get into more anime and I was watching Naruto at that moment, so that kind of influenced me. Because I'm saying this, I kind of spoiled myself with their final evolutions. So yeah, I kind of chose the one that looked the coolest because I was like, this was when I was really young, like still in let me think, I was still in like I don't know, like middle school, like beginning of middle school. But I love it because like it's evolutions because it's like it's a ninja. I love ninjas, and I mean who doesn't? But I just find its design neat, and I like it how it got its own technical mega evolution with Ash's Greninja. Though I loved it all, and I love it shiny like the black. It's perfect. It's just a great starter, and I understand why lots of people love it, and why it was the number one Pokemon for a while. For the legendary, I chose Zygarde, mostly because like I love its like premise, like how it's technically a bunch of Pokemon, like a bunch of Zygarde cells. So it's like it's not one Pokemon, like it's fully formed. It's 100 Pokemon. I love that because it's like neat. But I was disappointed with the lore because I mean we didn't get any lore in really the games that it was from, and Alola it was a little bit. So I'm excited for Pokemon Legends ZA so we can learn more because well I'm really interested in it. Though I am a bit disappointed in ZA only for one reason that I wish it would do the same thing that it did with Arceus, where it was in the distant past. Cause I like that, like, cause we already know a bit about the present. It would be neat to see the future, but when this said they were gonna do this Legends EA in the future, I thought, oh, it was gonna be distant future, meaning we'll be able to learn about like what Zygarde has done to the future. But no, it looks like it's just like a few years later. But Zygarde, I hope we learn a lot more about it in this new game, so I'm just excited for it. For the regular Pokemon, I chose Hawlucha for a few reasons. One, I love Lucha Libre, so I was already drawn to it. And second of all, it reminds me of one of my favorite characters from King of Fighters, SNK, all those games, Tizok. Like, I love Tizok. He's just a cool character in my opinion. I love his design. I love how he plays. So like that comparison already made me love him even more. So it was just and it's shiny. I'm just saying like I love the shiny. How it's like the dark colors. It's really cool and it's a really great Pokemon. And I always wonder like I know how Lucha looks works perfectly as a single stage evolution, but I always wonder what it would look like if it evolved or got a mega evolution because like it feels like it could be more. Like it's always felt like to me like it's perfect, but there's something that could be added to it to make it even better. But I'm not sure. But that's Kalos. Now we're on to the Alola region. For my starter, I chose Litten because well, I love cats. They're some of my favorite animals. I'm more of a cat person than a dog person, even though I love both. And I just love it. And I love its evolution. How especially its final evolution, Incineroar, how it's now like a wrestler. And as I said earlier with Halucha, I love wrestling. It's one of my favorite things, and I love it how it's like a heel wrestler, and like and it's I just love it so much. And in Smash Bros, I love how like every time you pull off a move, how he does a little taunt, like he's like victorious and everything. And if you miss, he's angry, and it's just he's always fun to play. And he was one of my favorite Pokemon because well, I mean, look at him. He looks so cool. I love his design. Like I love the other starters as well, but I just Incineroar, Litten, Torcat, all of them they stood out way more in my opinion. For the legendary, I'm not 100% sure you would count this because it is an Ultra Beast, but I'm counting Guzzlord because I just love Guzzlord in design wise and like just premise and everything. I just love it so much. I, I don't know why. It's just like one of those things you can't explain. Like it's just like a fascination. Like I love this character for some reason. I don't know why. I just love it. It's great, and I don't know why. But and I love the cry from the anime, and it's just a great fucking. It's just so stupid, and I love it. It makes me love it even more. And I love it's like, it's like the devourer of worlds or like devours a bunch of things, Like I love that because it's a good premise in my opinion. And it's shiny, like how it trades out the black and yellow for white and orange. It's great. It's like a nice like alternate. I love that. And finally, for the regular Pokemon of the Alola region, I chose Mimikyu. I mean, I love this little guy so much. I have I just love him. He's just a little guy and he just wants love. He's so adorable. He just wants to be popular like Pikachu. I just love him. He's so cute. And I mean, like, I love him so much. I mean, I got this plushie of him. Here's a photo of it, and he's just so cute. I mean, Mimikyu, he's amazing. Whenever there's a game with Mimikyu in it, I immediately add him to my team. Like, because he's just amazing. And he actually helped me beat some difficult fights because of his decoy ability. Like a fight I was doing and I knew they were gonna do a heavy hit next, I would send Mimikyu in to tank the hit and then just like counter and all that, and it was fun. And he's just a good Pokemon, and I love him so much. Well, now we're on to the Galar region. So for the Galar region, the Pokemon I chose for my starter was Sobble. I just love him. He's just a little cute little man. He's so cute and sad. I love him so much. He's just so adorable, man. I just love him. And I love his evolution, how he went from like, oh, I'm a little baby that's gonna cry and I need love, to just an emo kid. I just love that. How it's just like the stark contrast between the two. And his evolution, Inteleon, I love it so much. I love it how it's like a super spy. Like I actually renamed mine. Like I usually don't name my Pokemon, but when it evolved, I immediately renamed it to James Pond. And I know it's a pun. I wanted it to be a pun because I thought it was funny. And I just love him so much. He's just like the starters, they're not the best in my opinion. Like I like them all. I love all the starters. They're always amazing, but like these ones weren't the best, but I love all of them as well. Like it's just great. They're all amazing. For the legendary, I chose Urshifu. And well, I just like its premise, how you go through the whole DLC of the first one, like the first DLC of training the Cub Fu, becoming like friends with it and like gaining its trust and just making it your friend and all of that stuff. And then like you get to choose like between the two styles, between single strike and like swift strike. I mean rapid strike. Sorry, I'm recording this in real time, and I just love it. And it's just like I love the two forms. Like they're amazing. I like how they both show off different fighting styles, and it's really cool. And I just appreciate it. And I like it when you fight Mustard. He uses the one that you didn't choose. Like if I chose Single Strike, he would use an Urshifu that knows Rapid Strike. I like it when fights do that, where it's like you're given an option, and if you fight someone that used the other option than you. I just love that. Like it's a great legendary, and I love its design and all that. For the regular Pokemon, I chose Snom. I mean, there's no real reason why. I just love him. He's so cute. He's just a little baby, and I love him. I just love how cute he is and stupid. He's just a stupid little guy, and he's stupid, and I love him. It's also maybe because of his evolution Frostmoth, because I love moths. And in my opinion, I think moths are some of the coolest bugs, and I love them a lot because like moths are awesome, and I love anything that's related to a moth in games. So like I love all the moth Pokemon in Pokemon, obviously, and well, Snom's a perfect example because well, he evolves into a moth, and his first form is just adorable. Like I'm not lying, like I've caught a whole team of them just to do that little Pokemon camp thing, just to have all the six little Snoms just waddling around, just like interacting. I love Snom so fucking much. He's so cute. I'm trying to get a plush of him anywhere because I love him so much. Now we're on to the final region for the newest game, Paldea. And for the starter, I chose Fue Coco because for one reason, I love crocodiles. They are my favorite animal. Like I love crocodiles, alligators, all of that stuff. As I said earlier, I love reptiles. So this Fuecoco was a no-brainer. I love it a lot. Like I love how stupid he looks in his first form. He's just a little dumb baby that doesn't know anything. In his evolution, how his like he gets a little hat, like with Crocalure, he gets a little hat. I love it, and like the little egg on top. And I love it when it evolves into Skeledirge, how the egg on its hat hatched into the little bird on its nose. And I love it that's a singer. And I love like the white on its face to make it look like a skull. Like I love Fue Coco so much. Like this Christmas, with some of the money I had, I bought this giant squishmallow of him. Like I was not expecting it to be this size, but I'm not complaining. I love it. He's very nice to hug, and I'm not complaining about it. It's perfect, and I love him, and I won't be judged. For the legendary of the region, I chose Miraidon because I just like Miraidon. I love the paradox Pokemon. Like I love the premise. Like oh, these are ones from the past and the future. Like I hope in future Legends games we'll actually get more paradox Pokemon because that would be neat. Because like with Sinnoh, we went to the past, so we saw Pokemon that don't exist anymore, and it would be neat to see more of those, like the Paradox and all that. And I love Miraidon and the future Paradox ones because I know they're just robot, but I find that cool and unique and all of that. And I love their shinies because how it's like a slick, like silver. Like I know it's simplistic; they're all just silver, but like I love them a lot. In fact, like when I learned you can hunt for shinies, all of the Paradox Pokemon I hunted first, but because of Miraidon, like all the future ones, because I love how cool they look. And I know I'm going a bit off tangent, but it's just because like when I'm talking about Miraidon, you can't. You also have to talk about like the future and all that because well, he's from the future. So I also went into the future paradox, and I know I'm just rambling a bit. I just keep getting off topic. I'm sorry about that. I just love him so much. He's one of the best Pokemon. He's one of the coolest Pokemon. But and like he is better than Koraidon in my opinion. And finally, for the regular Pokemon I chose Baxcalibur because I love it. I love it that it's literally just Godzilla because I love Godzilla. One of my favorite things, like monsters and everything. Godzilla is one of the best, and I love how when it uses its like special move, how it does like the little like shrimp fly that like Godzilla does. Like here's an image. Like I just love it because like it's just so funny that they would use that, and it's really good. He is my favorite pseudo legendary out of all of the pseudo legendaries, and I think well, that's the reason why. And he's just amazing, and I love it so much. I love him so much, and I love his like line and everything. Everything is about him is perfect. Well, and now that's all my Pokemon. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Also, I know in my previous video I said I'm gonna do a Guilty Gear video later. I'm gonna wait for that until Venom comes out later, and this video I started making back in January. I just got delayed because of college stuff, like applying and everything, getting ready for all that junk, and like seeing what colleges I'm going to, got letters and all that. So that video is delayed until Venom comes out. But another video I'm working on is going to be a Mortal Kombat video. I don't know what it would be. I'm thinking about like maybe ranking the characters I like playing or ranking characters' fatalities from that game. It all depends, and also, I won't be able to get video recording for a while because I don't have anything to do it on. All of this is being done on my phone. So, until we get it, all the videos I use, I will give credit to the original creators, but they're not going to be mine. So, the next video, I think I've already decided because I'm doing this on the fly. I think it's going to be ranking all the fatalities in Mortal Kombat 1.